Era bwate bakulimba nnyo kubanga ate mu ababoda mwina sasula emitwalo ejja omwaka
Wesebu, wawende yogera ebigambo nga babikunyumiza bunyumiza n'otulimba abantu abakulu. Wamata kutunyonyole.
URA ekujjukiza okusasula omusolo gwo ogwa presumptive tax guno gwe musolo ogusasulwa abo abaddukanya bizinesi entono era gusinziira ku nnyingiza ya bizinesi yo nga gusasulwa omulundi gumu buli mwaka gw'ebyensimbi. Genda mu ssimu yo onyige kamunyenye 285 kadaala oba sasula ng'okozesa mobile money oba mu bank oba kozesa ba mobile agents. Uganda Revenue Authority, tukulaakulanyize wamu Uganda.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Good evening, viewers. My name is James Nkata, and tonight I'm going to go through the journey of UMI from its inception up to the present date. I'm going to narrate to you the story of this great institution that has greatly built the capacity of public, private, and NGO sector ever since the independence of this country. UMI started as a small unit in the Ministry of Public Service in 1969 to build the capacity of civil service to replace the Asians that had been expected by President Idi Amin, so that it could build capacity and fill up those positions with well-trained civil servants. And UMI did its job best. In fact, the strength and the backbone of the civil service in this country was built by Uganda Management Institute, and we were proud about that. And in 2019, we celebrated the 50 years of the existence of UMI in this country. And in that celebration, we enumerated our achievement. And one of our basic achievements is to be part and parcel of building the public service sector in this country. Not only that, building the private sector in areas of leadership, management, and also in areas of business administration. Every year, we have what we call a strategic plan. And the UMI started as an institution of public administration. That was its initial name. And after 5 years of being called the UMI Institute of Public Administration, in 1963, when Uganda received independence, we transformed into Uganda Management Institute under an Act of Parliament. UMI became a semi-autonomous institution in this country under the Act of Parliament, where we can award our own certificates, degrees, masters, and PhDs. And from that date, our mandate changed from being solely an institution training only public service to training and building capacity for private, NGO, and the public sector. And you have done it very excellently from that time. Taking you through the journey of UMI, when we had just started as an IPA in this country, we were able to take on the top level public service administrators in this country. And they are very proud about these top-level public administrators. If we heard of a strong public service sector that has been talked about all over the world, and all over the world in the Commonwealth, Uganda is known for having a very strong public sector administration. And that's our work. And that's how we started it. Now, when in 2001, under the Universities and Other Tertiary Institutions Act, government turned IPA into Uganda Management Institute. And we broke off from the Ministry of Public Service as being a unit of Ministry of Public Service, and it became an autonomous institution in the country. However, under that law, UMI was classified as another degree awarding institution. We didn't want to be classified as a university because we are awarding degrees, because being classified as a university would lose our mandate of being an MDI, a management development institution that develops capacity for civil service and the private sector. According to our mandate and function, we award certificates, we award diplomas, postgraduate diploma, we award degrees, master's degrees, and PhDs in one area. That's the area of public administration, governance, leadership, and consultancy. UMI is governed by a governing council, like any other university. And our governing council consists of 17 members with the governing council. And our council is unique. It is composed of people from all sectors. They are represented on the governing council. So we draw on expertise from all sectors. In administration, UMI is managed and led by a person called the Director General. We don't want to call them a Vice Chancellor, but Director General is equivalent to a Vice Chancellor in a university and enjoys the status of a Vice Chancellor in this country, deputized by two directors, a Director of Programs and Students Affairs and a Director of Finance and Administration. All of those, together with the deans and heads of the department, they make up what we call top management of the institution. Over the years, we have been able to train more than, I think, about 100,000 people in this country. And our enrollment per year is about 4,000 students. And out of those 4,000 students, we make sure that the equal opportunity concept permeated through our admissions. We make sure that the ladies get priority in admission so that we can promote ladies in public sector. Now, our achievements. UMI has had several achievements since it started. I have already mentioned one, of being a backbone for building public sector in this country. But of recent, in the last 15 years, UMI has transformed tremendously from a smaller institution along Jinja Road into a very huge institution that the entire country now can reckon on. We are one of the best MDIs in East Africa, if not in the whole of Africa. We've been able to internationalize Uganda Management Institute by engaging and entering into collaborations and partnerships with international and local agencies, at the same time also engaging international and local scholars in our programs. We have programs that are international. For example, in this country and in Africa, it's only Uganda Management Institute that is conducting an international MPA that is accredited by ICAPA. ICAPA is an accreditation body that accredits all qualifications in the entire world in public administration sector. So there are only about 13 universities in the entire world that conduct an MPA accredited by ICAPA. And in Africa, it's only Uganda Management Institute that conducts that program in Africa. And we are proud of that, and we have received condemnation. We have received letters that appreciate what we are doing. Not only that, we are also starting a program to award a master's degree and also a PhD in human resource management, accredited by an international body from UK. It is soon starting. But not only that, we have been able to ensure that we enlarge the provisions, the services we provide to the people. For example, we have grown from 2 diploma courses that were being offered in 1969 to 36 postgraduate programs. I forgot to mention that Uganda Management Institute is a purely postgraduate institution. We don't take on undergraduates. And because of that, we have 36 postgraduate trainings and about 9 professional course trainings. These professional course trainings read it with professional words like SCCA and procurement professional qualifications. In addition to that, we have been able to establish centers in all the regions of this country. Each region is serviced by UMI. In northern Uganda, in Gulu, we have Gulu serving northern Uganda, southern Sudan, and a part of Congo. We have a center in Mbale where we serve eastern Uganda and the parts of western Kenya. We have in Mbarara. Mbarara Center serves western Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and the parts of DRC. So we have a network of branches in the entire country. That's why UMI is centrally positioned to offer government programs, because we are present in all the regions of this country. We have contributed a lot to enhancing government programs. For example, we have designed a program to train frontline officials in the parish development model. And we have started it so far to train people who are going to manage the parish development model in how to manage a project of that nature. We have also designed a program to train local leaders, the LC, from LC 1 up to LC 5. We have finished training the top level leaders like permanent secretaries, and also we also engage in orienting MPs and also cabinet when the new cabinet comes in. So our contribution has been immense in the development of this country in one way or another. Allow me to mention that the future of EMI is very bright, because the demand for our services has grown tenfold. We used to have about 2,000 students. Now, each year we get applicants to a tune of about 10,000 students, and we are only able to take on 4,000 students per year. Now, what are we going to do? One thing, we have started on an ambitious infrastructure development plan, which is in 3 phases. Phase 1 was to construct a lecture room and office block. This is where we are today. And phase 2, we are going to construct a multi-purpose building of 15 floors to accommodate a lot of services that we are going to provide to the people. If you looked at the new vision of today, the 1st June 2023, we have already placed an advert calling upon contractors to start on the construction. Not only that, we have been able to acquire land in all the regions. We have acquired land in Gulu, and we have put up a permanent structure in Gulu for UMI. We have acquired land in Mbale, and in about 3 months' time, we are starting construction of a permanent home in Mbale. Recently, Mbarara District gave us land in Mbarara, and we are soon starting the construction. Now, with those expanded infrastructure development plan in the 2nd phase, we are sure we shall provide enough services to this country. In addition to that, the 3rd phase will be to construct what we would call a leisure park for our students and for all the people of Uganda. And the cost of all of this, the 2nd phase where we're going to start construction, will cost us more than about 120 billion Uganda shillings. I'm happy to announce that His Excellency the President promised to give us 65 billion towards that, and it's being handled by the relevant authority for us to access money so that we can expand and construct the buildings we are going to construct. But not only that, we've been able to train our staff to fit into what is demanded of an institution of the nature of UMI. I'm happy to say that as we talk today, UMI has 70% of the staff PhD holders, the teaching staff, 70%. And if I'm not mistaken, we are the most well-staffed university in this country in terms of lecturers at a PhD level. Other universities, I don't know what percentage they are, but for us we have about 70%. And our aim is that by 2025, we are going to have 100% of our training staff PhD holders. That will put us to a level that is of international level of a postgraduate university. Collaborations. We have collaborated with agencies in providing services through funding agencies. For example, the World Bank, the Dutch government, the German government, the UK government, USAID. We have also worked with all of these people to conduct training and build the capacity for people. But again, locally, we have collaborated with local agencies. And I would like to thank in a very special way UBC. UBC has been our strong collaborator. First of all, in disseminating our information, but most importantly, in disseminating what we do in this institution. And I would like to thank the management of UBC for being very nice partners with the Uganda management. They are our neighbors, but the neighborhood that is not good is not good. But the neighborhood that is good is good. And UBC has been a very good neighbor, and I would encourage the management of UBC to continue partnering with the UMI to advance our cause for this country. In this journey, we've been guided by our vision. And the UMI vision is to be a world-class management development institute. World-class, that's an emphasis. Then we're also being guided by our mission. And our mission is to excel in developing practical and sustainable administration, leadership, and management capacity of this country and the entire world. We have our motto. Our motto is empowering you to excel. That motto demonstrates or summarizes what we do. And we have our core values as an institution. There are things that we value. One of the most important core values is customer focus. Emphasize customer service focus very well. Another one is professionalism. People must be professional. Another value we cherish here is integrity, transparency, and accountability. The other one is teamwork, so that we achieve what we are supposed to achieve. The other one is being equitable and fairness. The last one is being innovative and also being adaptable. Now, with those values, we have got now a new strategic direction of UMI. Starting from this year, we are moving UMI from being a purely a training and a teaching institution into a research and innovation-ready institution. We are trying to develop UMI into a center of excellence in research and innovation in areas of public sector administration and management. And because of that journey that we have just started now, we have challenges. And one of the challenges, of course, as like any other institution, is finances. We estimate this journey, it will cost us more than about 300 billion Uganda shillings the next 10 years. But so far, we have not moved quite a distance. We are just moving because we are starting the construction. It's part of the journey. But one of the challenges is the finances. The other challenge that we have here is the increasing demand for our services, and we cannot fulfill those demands because of lack of space, lack of personnel, and also lack of infrastructure that can support us. For example, the IT infrastructure, which is very, very expensive. The other challenge that we have is retention of human resources. Our consultants are highly specialized people. They are demanded for everywhere. But to retain highly specialized people in those areas, especially in the areas of our mandate, is not easy. So retention of people in this institution is a challenge. People come with their expertise, we train them, but sometimes they go because of greener pastures elsewhere. And I think that is a challenge, and I think government of recently came to help us by enhancing salaries of our teaching staff and also support staff, and I hope it will help us to detain some of these people. The other challenge that we have is to make sure is how to reach up to the lowest people of this country so that they can feel UMI exists in this country. We are trying to devise ways of doing that, but so far we have not succeeded very successfully. Now, besides those challenges, we also have future actions that we are going to take. One of them is to make sure that we digitize our training programs and they become online training. So in about 2-3 years, most of our programs will be uploaded on the system, and the distance education will be our mode of delivery. That's our future plan. Make sure that we have that. The future plan is to make sure that we build up a very strong IT infrastructure, because you cannot conduct distance education training if your IT infrastructure is not well developed, and it's very expensive. But that's our future program. The other one is to extend the service of UMI beyond the borders of Uganda and be able to be in countries where we have had participants. For example, we are able to build the entire civil service of government of Somalia. It's UMI that did it, and the government of Southern Sudan. And also Burundi. We are the people who built up the civil service in those countries. But we want to extend beyond the borders of Uganda, so that there can be a Uganda Management Institute, for example, in North Africa, in South Africa, somewhere, like other universities that do. That's also our future plan. And our future plan also is to make sure that we expand our structures in terms of human resource, to recruit highly trained professional people to be able to train and carry out our mandate as a training institution. Now, given those plans, the future and the challenges, allow me to appeal to government to increase on the capitation grants that they give us. I didn't tell you that UMI, being a government institution, is a government institution by registration. Operationally, we operate like a private entity. We generate our resources, and we use our resources to do what we are doing. Government supports us with the salaries, capital funds, and so on, to a tune all about, I think if you add all the amount of money that we get vis-a-vis what we do here, government helps us by about 21% of our total annual budget. It's 21% that they give us. So we have to generate 79%. However, government has come up and helped us by advancing us money every quarter of the financial year, and we pay back because they don't give us money free of charge. But we appeal to government to raise the amount of capital development that they give us. Then the other appeal is also to lift the recruitment freeze of lecturers. And I think everybody is aware that universities are not recruiting now because there is a freeze on recruiting. Yet, there is high demand for the programs. So that, we also appeal for that. To the public, my appeal to them is to come to our rescue, to come and we partner together. I don't want to say we are begging the public to come and to contribute, but let the public come. We partner, like the manufacturers, the businessmen, the private sector, the NGO sector. We want the partners in development, and we appeal them. Whenever you have anything to do with the capacity building, let us try to approach UMI and appeal to them. I think of recent, the media and the social platforms have been awash with the news of expired programs. And one of the listed institutions that had expired programs was UMI. Allow me to assure the public that UMI does not recruit students undertake expired programs. Well, we have 36 programs, and out of the 36 programs, 29 programs are accredited and they are not expired. We have 11 programs which are with the National Council for Education for re-accreditation. We have already submitted them, and we have not recruited any student in those programs that have not come out of the National Council for Education. One program which is still under review, that's a diploma in records management. We're still under review internally. Otherwise, let me assure the public that we don't have expired programs on which our people are offering. And we have already made it clear through New Vision and I think Monitor, we have stated our status on these programs. I was trying to, at the end of it all, ladies and gentlemen, we graduate people every year. And these graduations take place in Kampala and all our centers around. This year, our graduation season is starting in November. We are going to award PhDs, master's degrees, postgraduate diplomas, and diplomas. And we appeal to the graduates as well as the supporters of these graduates. Please attend our graduations. And let me allow me to say that most of our graduates are not people who go to look for jobs. Many of them come here when they are employed. But we appeal to the organizations where these people are, at least give them an opportunity to demonstrate what they have been trained in so that they can be recognized. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to say good night for God and my country.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.